Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 6th episode of the 2nd season of Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon. That is right, it is once again that time of the week. And last episode we had some pretty good stuff. Like for one thing, we actually had the Elma Toru flashbacks. Like we got to see them interact with each other, build their initial relationship in the other world, and a lot of great stuff that came with that. And our new dragon, Iruru, she got a job. Before she just kind of like rolling around the house, not really super productive. So she went out and got a job and got one that she's pretty happy with. You know, one that suits her at the local candy shop. And there's also just some boy that his life has got a lot more exciting. Let's just say that. So this episode, let's jump on in and see exactly what we're up to, what they're up to. 3, 2, 1. I guess we're starting with some Shota Lukua stuff. Yeah, I know that scream anywhere. It's fair enough. You know, I have a cat that bothers me when I'm trying to sleep. If you want to switch problems. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. The animation, though. I mean, I made it pretty clear how serious he is. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have an episode focused on Shota. Oh, fair enough. Still love Psycho pose. I don't know why. I want to see Lukua or Elma do a full cheerleader performance in that outfit. That's all I need from this opening. But yeah, we haven't had too much of Shota trying to get back his old way of life for a while. Because, you know, back in the day, he used to try to drive her away, be like, bad succubus, bad, get out of here. It's like, oh no, she brought reinforcements, you know, back in the day. But it seemed like at some point he kind of stopped with that. But I guess he's reignited that. Okay. Okay, I was wondering what I was looking at. Yeah, nobody would ever notice such a stealthy security cameras. I mean, I think she's revealing her weakness to you. But this really doesn't surprise me. I got that impression. Be funny if she actually knew she was on camera and just did it for Shota's sake. So yes, wearing clothes weakens her. That's the conclusion we came to, I think. Oh god, that poor cat. Well, that's plan B. A goddess dragon girl, I think she can handle it fine. You call yourself a man. I don't think this is gonna go very well. Ah, Toru. Okay. I mean, if anyone would know, I guess Toru might. Okay. Well. Oh, right, yeah, that was kind of brought up as a thing. I didn't think about that. With the whole sister thing. Like, she was wary the very first time Kobayashi offered her alcohol. But yeah, I mean, a dragon can just poke you and human would die. I would say so. It's a fun relationship. I don't see the problem. Yeah, in her own way. Yeah, I mean, she likes him. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But like and respect are two different things, technically. But she just arrived. So did we learn anything valuable weakness-wise in that strategy meeting? That does sound pretty rough. But then she found your place. I know, right? You did kind of summon her. No denial. Okay, I was waiting for the head pat. I knew it was coming. I mean, she probably will want to get a little bit taller. It doesn't help that your name's literally Shota. What are you referring to? Yeah, you're being pretty vague there. Hey, Takia, what's up? Something related to Fafkun? Oh no, that's a problem. Introducing Fafkun to the parents. But no. Well, there you go. Doesn't leave much room for discussion. Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, yeah, just for good reason. Just get a laptop, man. A break? What kind of filthy casual do you take me for? Take a break. Maybe we could bribe him. Okay, what are we thinking here? Is there a way for that to happen? But, I mean, Toro is the best source of info he has for Fafnir. I I I get where you're coming from, but I don't think Takia can do that. Oh, we'd love to see that first meeting. That's how it all started. It makes so much sense. Well, of course, it wasn't going to be like a tea party. She's trying to feed Kobayashi. Oh, wow, that was cute. I should have known. As soon as Tori spotted that. That's cool. So, yeah, Shota's getting around today. I'm not sure how much help Shota can be. I guess we'll see. They weren't that confident. Yeah, I would say so. That's what we call him. That's what it is. I think ingredient at some point. Well, because Taki has a hit as a subs translated season 1. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. Is that a reality marble? Okay. I'm not giving you this magical marble for free. It's not a devil contract. I don't know if he's the best example of that, but like he's a closet otaku programmer. I don't know if that's usually the but but I mean ah, heads up. It's candy, swallow it. Okay, I mean there you go. Okay. Shows them a nice little dragon family over there. They've been battling the same enemy for like ever. I remember that scene. I definitely remember that. The only reason. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we can have an even battlefield over here. Straight to otaku mode. That is true. Okay, no game, no life flashbacks. Get some nice swirly glasses and you'll be set. Uncanny relationship. One side is a dragon. I mean, I could have guessed that much. Oh, so here we go, Psycho Akana. Just sitting on the desk. It's alright. Now I'm getting dodgeball flashbacks. Yeah, I was about to say, Kana, I'm sure, can help. Yeah, she's got this. Oh wow, just gotta love having an acquaintance that works at a candy shop. It's like meeting up for a date. That's straight up what this is. How nice of her. No, damn newspaper. This is nice. Don't step in the lava. It's only a matter of time before one of them falls, probably Psycho. Oh wow, or that happens. That works too. Psycho is now dead. But worth it. It's funny because actually kinda is immortal. First it was dodgeball, now it's soccer. Why do people playing sports keep trying to interrupt these two? You sure showed that soccer ball. Are we just gonna play with like a half-dead soccer ball? Oh! Sorry, sir, it was an accident. Okay. Glad we could help. There's stairs right there, dude. What the what the hell was that? Anyway, it's lunchtime. It does look pretty good. I like how the wieners, whatever you call them, look kind of like angry. This is nice. That Onigiri never stood a chance. That was so obviously intentional. Psycho is the best as always. Kana's a tough opponent. You tried. That's that's what matters. Oh, we're gonna go for the pokey thing. Oh, whoa, wow, just went right for it. I mean, they're probably not gonna actually get to the middle, but I'll take what I can get. We're getting pretty close. But yeah, naturally, that has always been her weakness. We got pretty close, though. I think that's the closest we've gotten to a kiss so far between them. I mean, in the show in general. Like, have we had anyone kiss in this show? I don't think so. But it would be great to start with these two. Then we can build up to Toru and Kobayashi. You know, baby steps. It's a nice river. My eyes are tearing up a little bit. I'm sure you're imagining that. Oh. Yeah, that's more like it. I'm sure the entire internet knows that. Okay, Elma? I maybe shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, like, I was about to say, you should at least put that on. That's extremely conspicuous. Can I think of the Loch Ness Monster? Well, yeah, that was an intentional block. Yeah, but you want you want to take a picture of her, so it's pretty effective in that regard. Yeah. What dragon in the water? I didn't see a dragon in the water. What are you talking about? It was a long journey, but we made it. Hey, old couple, can you take a picture of us? The second they showed up, I knew what role they would play. Every time I see someone do that, I just imagine the person just bolting, running with the phone. Double piece. They were like slightly out of sync there. It was fun though. And that was pretty in sync. You didn't take a picture of us kissing yet though, but okay. Okay, that's how she took it. I hope she never changes. I mean, you see their like legs like side by side, you can really see the difference. Kana's a bit on the thick side. Should have taken a picture of it, but oh well. Man, that callback. Yeah, that's a bit more. That's a bit more accurate, but. I like how that's the note we end off on. Sadness about CG. I guess that's something a lot of the anime community can relate to. CG disappointment in their anime. I love this show. But yeah, I mean, obviously CG is not like a... That doesn't refer to like real life, but AR does. That's what that was interesting to bring up, because AR is becoming more and more of a thing, right? Because I followed VR pretty heavily for a while. And, you know, AR is kind of tied to it, more or less. Pretty adjacent technologies. With AR, they had something called the like Magic Leap that wasn't really a big success. Didn't sell a whole lot of units, was very expensive, not all that great. Had to, like, I think even plug into some kind of pack you had on your, like, on your waist or whatever. There's also Microsoft's HoloLens too. So, you know, progress is being made with that technology is kind of my point. And with it, you can do things like, yeah, see a dragon in water. Or see a mini elephant on your couch, you know, that sort of stuff. So, with AR, you technically could, yeah, do something like that. See a dragon in the local river. But, you know, we know the truth, though, so it's kind of irrelevant. Go. Okay, then we have the preview. I can't believe that was an entire episode. Was that really like 20 minutes? Like that just zoomed on by. Okay, that was the 6th episode of the 2nd season of Kobayashi Chi no Maid Dragon. And like I said, we had a decent amount of Shota, and at least in the first half, right? Which kind of makes sense because he hasn't been too prominent in the season so far. I mean, we had the whole thing when they were playing the board game. I think he was kind of like dominating them in that. But if I remember correctly. But yeah, not too much focus really. So it was cool to see some of him and Lukua stuff, right? Because the way the relationship started was he tried to summon a demon or something to show how powerful he is, or something like that. And Luca was like, "Oh no, this young boy is about to do something dangerous. I better jump into it so he doesn't get hurt." And then he just started this big old misunderstanding about thinking that she was a demon he summoned because he couldn't possibly summon a dragon. That's way beyond his abilities. So clearly she's a demon just lying to him, and because she keeps like flaunting her body and trying to seduce him, she's clearly a succubus. That is a specific demon she is, and that was kind of the misunderstanding for a while. And she even recruits like Toru and Kobayashi to try to clear up the misunderstanding, which didn't work. But this is all like season 1 stuff, so they've obviously been through a lot together since then. Bonded a lot. Like we had the one scene where he was like, she wore the Oni mask and he was throwing beans at her, you know, like a traditional Japanese thing, right? And he gets all lonely after she actually leaves. So as far as season 1 goes, that was the scene that made it pretty clear that he doesn't actually want her to leave, but he does. It's not exactly a super simple situation, right? Like because she's kind of like supposed to be his familiar Skyma, right? Sort of, although she's far more powerful than him, right? So that kind of like, so there's a bit of a situation where the actual dynamic is a little bit different than how he sees it or how he thinks it should be, right? And he's kind of like trying to do his best to remedy that, trying to find weaknesses of hers, or trying to recruit Takia to make him more of an adult, right? Because this little boy that's literally named Shota doesn't want to be treated like a little boy. So yeah, that we have that, but it's inevitable for a while because it seems like she doesn't really have any weaknesses. I mean, we talked about the home thing. We also talked about her boobs, right? And also clothing sort of was a weakness, I guess. Although really the clothes were weak against her. I think that was the real conclusion we came to. But of course Luke would just like to sit around the house naked. That just makes far too much sense per character because she barely wears clothes when she leaves the house. It's gotten her into a bit of trouble here and there. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense for sure. I just like it. I find it kind of funny that Shota literally goes to Toru and Kobayashi to just find any kind of weakness that they can. Doesn't quite work, but still, overall the scene was a good way to establish just, you know, their relationship, how it is, what a difference Shota has made in her life, you know, having a home to go to where she feels like she belongs and all that good stuff. It was nice. And Shota getting some nice little head pats. So right, that was like only I think like 1/3 of the episode, maybe a fourth. It actually wasn't as much as I thought it was. I mean, we had a little bit more Shota, like because he participated in the Fafnir Takia scene, but as far as like his focus, like that was just like that was that chunk, right? As far as Takia and Fafnir goes, they had a bit of an issue because I guess the parents were coming over, and Fafnir, like he doesn't get along super well with humans. Takia is a bit of an exception, of course. So there's plenty of reasons to be concerned about him meeting the parents, and he just refused to go on an adventure in the mountains. For video game related reasons, the most understandable reasons. I love that one bit between him and Toru where the animation style changed. We had like black and white, kind of like how would you describe that? Had some like impact lines, whatever you call them. I liked it a little bit. That was one of the little parts of the episode. But yeah, not really too much to say on this segment, really. I mean, the little marble thingy was absolutely beautiful. I did quite like that. You don't really get to see Shota do like magic things very often. Like he initially summoned Lukua and like nothing else really magic-wise throughout the course of the show. So it was kind of cool to have a real visual reminder that he technically is like a mage, you know? He can pull out little magic balls if he wants to. So, and Fafnir did swallow it, so I guess you could call that a success. But, and then we had Fafnir talk about how, like, his worldview on things, right? So, but the gist of it was like playing as humans. The interesting thing was talking about how much humans have influenced dragons, which is definitely true throughout the course of the show. And for one thing, the dragons in the show literally take on the appearance of humans, right? So, but also like taking in some of those cultural kind of stuff. I mean, we kind of expected that now because they live in this world and they're like maximum blending in. But the way he was talking, it seems like that's also just even in the other world. I guess that's to an extent a bit of a thing. Like, because obviously we saw Elma and Toru, they still had human forms even back then. So it's not like that was a new concept that they adopted when they came here. But yeah, I also like how they play the video game to resolve things. as they should. And then we have got some Kana and Saikawa stuff, which is great because that's kind of what I live for. So apparently going to the river is like a big deal amongst these children. You know, fair enough. But like when I think about Kana and all the things she can do, obviously this would be a walk in the park for her. And since Saikawa has the benefit of going with her, it's all good, right? But I mean, it was essentially a date. That was the best thing about it, is it was a date. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They did the whole classic meeting up thing where someone's walking, you know, standing there, the person runs up like, "Hey, did it keep you waiting?" It's like, "Oh no, I just got here." I mean, they didn't literally say that, but it was that kind of scene, right? She tried to take a picture of her, didn't quite work out. But we had a nice little like accidental hug with like jumping. That was great, even though Saikawa did fall and die, but she is immortal, so she didn't actually die. So that's good. Also, we played like a quick makeshift game of soccer with like a half-dead soccer ball, but that was such a weird thing because it like hit this random guy's head, and I guess we just kind of gave him an epiphany. I guess. I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous. Like, it was such a short but multiple hilarious aspects to it. I mean, for one thing, he gets hit in the head with the soccer ball. Usually you would expect somebody to get kind of angry about that. Like, "Hey, you rotten kids, watch where you're playing that thing. You shouldn't be playing ball around here. You hurt someone," you know, kind of like getting a scolding from an adult. That's kind of what you would expect in that situation. But instead, it seemed like an extremely positive thing, and he just runs up the grassy hill. That may have been the funniest thing about the whole thing. I want to watch that part again. Like, because he takes like a couple steps, then like slips, right? But not like all the way down. He is able to get the momentum back up and get up there and hop the fence. Even though all he had to do was take like 3 or 4 steps to the right and walk up the stairs like a normal freaking human being and not have to jump over a fence. It was hilarious. That was probably the funniest thing in the whole episode. I would say so. It was so random, so ridiculous, and just so perfect. Also, Saikawa had that classic anime sweat drop, which is, you know, nothing surprising, but it was like behind the hat, so she just kind of swept through the hat, I guess. And there's no sweat drop from Kana. I mean, she's a lot older than Saikawa, so she probably's seen similar stuff in her day, back in her day. And then we had the actual lunch scene, right? Getting to sit side by side, enjoying their lunches together. And the best thing about this was probably Saikawa's like attempt at some advances. I mean, for one thing, I want to watch that again. You know, accidentally dropping her fork thing, because she holds it in her hand. She gives kind of a look, and then just drops it. Like the hands go like, "Oh no, I dropped it. Whatever shall I do? This is so unfortunate. I might have to like use yours to kind of. I mean, I know it's a horrible thing, but like it can't be helped. So, do you think you could do that for me?" Which was not a bad strategy, although the acting, of course, could use a little bit of work. But Kana, always prepared. She is a wise dragon, after all. So she had some spare chopsticks, and just a look on Saikawa's face in that moment was pretty great. Because obviously she had to like pretend to be happy about it, because obviously her true goal has to remain a secret. So she's like, "Yay, thank you, Kana. You're so considerate. You really helped me out here." Even though, yeah, she was quite upset about that. The second attempt was like a bit of a game of Pocky, however you pronounce that word. I think she used like French fries for it though. But hey, any kind of thin cylinder food, I guess, technically works. So, and Kana actually jumped on it pretty quick. She, you know, puts it in her mouth, gets set into position, and like no hesitation, Kana goes on the other end of it. And just a look on Saikawa's face, who probably wasn't expecting it to go that well, or at the very least wasn't quite ready for the pure emotion that would overcome her as a result of it. Because we did the thing, we got closer and closer, and of course the heat, the blush on Saika was like going up at the same rate, right? Like the closer she gets, the higher her body temperature goes, probably. And I was pretty sure it wasn't going to go all the way. I was pretty sure, just because life is never that convenient. But they got a bit closer than I expected. But in the end, Saikawa's habit kind of came through, and it prevented the victory there. But like I said, we'll take what we can get. It was still a wonderful scene, nonetheless. And I'm sure Saikawa still got a lot out of that emotionally. So next time we'll make lip contact. And yeah, I also got to see other people by the river having a good time. Also, Saikawa imagining Kana playing in the river with a swimsuit. And of course, Kana, when she plays in the water, it's in her big, glorious, majestic dragon form. But it's Psycho wouldn't know that. However, she did see some dragon in the water, and that was Elma, who apparently just either forgot to or couldn't be bothered to put on her perception magic, because I think it was an episode or two ago where they actually mentioned that she could do it, so she just didn't. So Psycho just kind of saw the Loch Ness Monster in the river. Of course, nobody believes her. Of course, nobody would. And of course, it could just be CG or AR or some other acronym. But kind of did a good job blocking the shot. So, and we had a nice elderly couple take a picture of them, so at least we got proof that we were there. Even if we didn't get proof that there was a legendary, powerful dragon in the water, at least we got proof that we were there, as well as just having a nice photo of the two of them that I'm sure Psycho will treasure for the rest of her life. You know, hanging on her wall, blown up, probably dozens of copies, that sort of thing. So, and then talking about, you know, comparing the river to Kana, like the change and whatnot, which also kind of ties a little bit into, you know, the Fafnir stuff being changed, how this world can change, you adopting those human-like qualities and cultural things. So, and yeah, they are going to continue to change as this world does continue to influence them. It's just inevitable. I do like how Psycho just, hey, you think I'm going to change? I go, yeah, of course, you're just going to be cuter and cuter. That's how Psycho took it. I don't think it's possible though. I don't think Kana could get any cuter, but I would love to be proven wrong. Also, like the CG thing, like, because it's funny because season 1, if you remember the play, like the old people, the magic on stage, that's how they rationalize it. Hey, this must be that new CG thing I've heard so much about. So I really enjoyed that as like a callback. Well, they also mentioned AR, which I don't think was mentioned in season 1. So, could just be because this is a more modern season, so more modern technology is being brought up. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, if that wasn't clear. A lot of good stuff, some, you know, Shota stuff, Fafnir stuff, kind of Psycho stuff. I mean, if anything, one thing they were really lacking a little bit was maybe Kobayashi and Toru, but they still had, like, some time. There was, like, no real focus on them, but they were still present in the episode, technically. So, yeah, I really like this. I really like this episode, which really should surprise nobody because I've liked every episode of this season so far. So, it was quite sad when the episode ended, but it's one of those things where you know it's happening eventually, but you're never quite ready for it when it happens. It's just that sort of thing. But Psycho kind of date. The best sort of thing you could ever hope for in any episode. So I'm thoroughly satisfied with this episode. That's all I got to say. So if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, support me on Patreon, leave a comment, that sort of YouTuber stuff. But yeah, bye bye.